Hi, good morning students. Today's topic is insertion, deletion and updation anomaly. Anomaly word means the error or the problems. First of all, we need to know that what type of anomalies we are having and why we are studying this topic. I have told you earlier also that we have a very important topic in DBMS, that is normalization. Before moving to normalization, we have to study this topic. Now you can see the student info table. In the student info table, we have 6 attributes or the 6 columns, that is student ID, the name of the student, the age of the student, the branch code, the branch name and the name of the HOD. You can see in the above table that there is redundancy because the branch data is repeated for each student. That is, the branch code 101 is having branch name CS and HOD name XYZ. This information is repeated again and again. Suppose 100 students enroll in the branch name CS, 200 students enroll in the branch name EC. It means I have to store this branch data 100 times for the CS branch, 200 times for the EC branch, which is in short increasing my occupancy of memory. Right, so this is what redundancy is. When same data is stored multiple times, it is known as redundancy. When the same data is stored multiple times unnecessary in the database, it is known as redundancy. So what are the disadvantages of redundancy? Inconsistency. Why inconsistency? Because suppose I want to change the HOD name of the CS department, because this HOD name is stored in 100 tuples of my table, I have to change this HOD name 100 times, right? So it might happen that I forget to change it to some certain tuples. So this might create inconsistent data. Second problem is increase in database size. Because I am storing the same data again and again, it will definitely increase the size of the database. Third problem, the main problem that we will be going to study is the insertion, deletion and updation anomaly. Anomaly word means the problem. Now, what is insertion anomaly? Insertion anomaly means when certain data cannot be inserted without the presence of other data. Right. Now, let's take an example. Suppose currently in this table, I am having only these 3 branches: CS, Electronics, Communication and Mechanical Engineering. Suppose I want to add a new branch to my college, that is Civil Engineering. But because the primary key of this table, as you can see, is the student ID, I cannot insert a new branch into this table until I have at least one student enrolled into that course. It means अगर जब तक हमारे पास एक भी स्टूडेंट नहीं आएगा सिविल इंजीनियरिंग ब्रांच में, हम सिविल इंजीनियरिंग का डेटा अपने स्टूडेंट टेबल में इंसर्ट नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज द ब्रांच डेटा इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द स्टूडेंट डेटा. राइट, सो दिस इज द इंसर्शन एनॉमली. नाउ यू कैन रीड दिस. A new branch civil cannot be inserted into table even if it is in college until a student is enrolled in this branch, because the student ID is the primary key of the table, and you know this fact very well that the primary key of a table cannot be null. It means I should have at least one student enrolled in the civil engineering branch. Only then I can have the civil engineering branch data into my table. This is what insertion anomaly, when one data is dependent on another and we cannot insert it because of its dependence, right? Second is the deletion anomaly. In deletion anomaly, what it means is, it means deletion of unwanted data forcefully causes deletion of wanted data. Now again, looking at this table, suppose the student with the student ID 6, name, age and age 18, he leaves the college. Because I have only one student enrolled in the mechanical engineering branch, and if this particular student leaves the college, I have to delete this tuple. As the student is leaving the college, it doesn't mean that we have removed the mechanical engineering branch from our college. We are still having this branch, but forcefully, because I have to remove this tuple from my table, I have to forcefully delete the data for the mechanical engineering branch. This is what deletion anomaly is, because the branch data is dependent on the student data and student ID is the primary key. Deletion of the student from the table is forcing me to delete the mechanical engineering branch data from my table, although the branch is still existing in my college. Right. Now, next is the updation anomaly. Updation anomaly means if we want to update single piece of data, it must be done in all of its copies. As I had just told you, suppose I change the HOD of my CS department. Because I have 100 students enrolled in my CS department, I have to change the name of the HOD in all these 100 tuples, right? Which can again create an inconsistency. The better option would be if I have stored, suppose if I have stored this branch data into another table, then I would have changed the HOD name only in one tuple. But because the branch data is stored along with the student data, I have to change the HOD name in all the tuples where it is stored, right? All these anomalies or problems would not have occurred if the branch data is stored in a separate table. Now, so what is the solution? The solution to redundancy which have caused insertion, updation and deletion anomaly is normalization. That is why we have to go to this topic, normalization. What normalization means is, normalization means that we have to decompose a table on the basis of functional dependencies such that each table holds data only about one entity type. If you remember, we have studied in class certain times that suppose if I am storing the data of an organization, what we have done is that we have stored the data of employee in another table and we have stored the data of department in another table, and we have created a primary key foreign key relationship between the two tables. If we would have stored the data in the same table, again we would have been facing the insertion, updation and deletion anomalies. So we are normalizing our table, that is we are decomposing our table, we are breaking our one table into two tables such that each table holds the data only about one entity type. In this way we can reduce the redundancy, and further we can reduce the disadvantages of redundancy, that is inconsistency, increase in database size and insertion, updation and deletion anomalies. Now looking at this table that we have just studied, if this was our table earlier, student info, what I have done is I have decomposed, I have normalized this table into two tables, that is the student info and branch info. Now you can see the student info table, we have all the three attributes, student ID, name and age, and in the branch info table we have this branch code, branch name and HOD name. Now you can see I have stored the branch name and HOD name for each of the branch code only once, right? Because in one branch there can be multiple students. Instead of storing the same branch details again and again for all the students, what I have done is I have made the branch code, which is the primary key of branch info table, as foreign key into the student info table. Now by performing the join of these two tables, we can retrieve the results to our queries. So now you can see, let's again discuss the insertion, deletion and updation anomaly. According to insertion anomaly, if I want to add a new branch, civil engineering, now I can easily do it because the branch info is no more dependent on the student info table. If I want to add a new branch to my college, I can easily add a tuple to my branch info table, right? That is, we have solved the insertion anomaly. Next was our deletion anomaly. Suppose if the student with the student ID 6, he wants to leave the college, we can easily remove his tuple from the student info table without removing the mechanical engineering tuple from the branch info table. That was deletion anomaly. It is also solved. Next was the updation anomaly, that we were updating the multiple copies of the same data. Now if I want to change the HOD name of CS department from XYZ to ABC, I need not to change it in multiple copies. I can change it in only one tuple and it will get automatically updated for all the students starting in the CS branch. Now the process of normalization is carried out until each table contains data about single entity type. Now in the above table you can observe that there is no insertion, updation and deletion anomaly. Fine. Now in the next video we will be studying what are the different normal forms, that is 1NF, 2NF, 3NF and BCNF. Thank you class.